Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. My name is Devin, and today I thought I would offer a class that focuses on finding length. So I feel like a lot of us are kind of hunkered down right now, and I'll be talking about the 4 curves of the spine and how those can be used to help you find length in the postures. So first, talking about the curves of the spine, you have your cervical part of your spine behind the neck. You have your thoracic spine, which is the top of your back, your lumbar spine, which is the lower back, and then underneath where there's the tailbone, that is another curve right there, and they kind of balance each other out to have this buoyancy in the spine. There is a primary curve, which is if you think about your cat position, this really arched curve in the spine. It's the first curve that you have as a baby in a fetal position. And a secondary curve in the spine, if you think about your cow pose in the back, that actually develops in time as you start to pull yourself up for crawling as a baby. So we'll be talking about that and how we can use those to find length. But first we'll just start gently on the back. Allow yourself to come into a Shavasana pose, finding length, just really feeling how long you are. Start to draw in some breaths through the nose. Sigh it out if you would like to release. Mentally imagine the tips of your right hand, the fingertips, and feel the diagonal line that goes all the way up to your left shoulder. Bring your attention to your left fingertips, feeling the diagonal line all the way up to your right shoulder. Bring your attention to your right toes. This time feeling the length of your leg all the way up to your right hip. Remembering to breathe. Bring your attention to your left toes, all the way up to your left hip. Reach your arms tall above you for a full body stretch. This time imagine your left toes and feel the connection all the way up diagonally to your right fingertips. Now bring your attention to your right toes, feeling the connection all the way up to your left fingertips. Inhale. On an exhale, bring everything into the center. Elbows come to the knees. And inhale everything long. Exhale, bring everything into the center. Head curls up. Release everything long. Inhale. On your exhale, bring right knee to right elbow to left knee. And extending. On your next exhale, bringing left elbow to right knee. And extending long. One more time on an inhale. On your exhale, bring everything into center. Give yourself a squeeze, wrapping your arms around your shins. And let that lengthen long. Bring your right knee into your chest, wrapping your arms around your shin. Give yourself a squeeze here, and then allow your knee to fold out to the right side. Feeling the stretch, seeing what it might feel like in the front of your left hip. Now passing your shin into your left arm, twisting across your body for a supine twist. Right arm extends long to your side. Inhale back to center. Give it one last squeeze and let the right leg go long. Inhale your left shin into your body, squeeze it in, and then let it fold out to the left. extending long through the right arm. Passing the leg through, center into the right arm. Supine twist, extending through the left arm to anchor you down. Beautiful. Pass that back through center. Give yourself a squeeze. Release that down. Plant your feet into the mat, into the semi-supine position, taking just a couple very gentle bridges here, not pressing to your limit, but just engaging through the core. On an inhale, press through your feet, lifting through the hips, and just feel what that feels like in your feet as they press the mat away. On an exhale, start to release that down slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Bring your knees into your chest. Start to rock and roll yourself 3 or 4 times until you come up to a seated position, and then transferring your weight into your hands, coming into a tabletop. Wrists will be underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. First, finding our foundation, feeling the pressure in the hands as well as through the lower legs, engaging through the lower abdomen, scooping in and up. On an inhale, coming into a secondary curve into your cow. On an exhale, really press the mat away as you come into a primary curve into your cat. Inhale, tail and head reach towards each other for cow. Exhale to cat as the upper body presses away a little bit more. Take a few more rounds and really explore what it feels like for the ends of your spine to be working, for the movement not only to come from your core, but reaching all the way out through the length of your spine, really feeling how long you are. Take one more round, and then meet in a neutral tabletop. On an inhale, rise the right hand to the ceiling. On an exhale, thread the needle through. Temple of the right head comes to the mat. Left fingertips can walk out in front if that feels good. Breathing into the area between the scapula and the center of your back through that thoracic spine. Inhale, bringing the left hand back, bringing the right arm up to the ceiling, then releasing it to the mat. Take a round of cat and cow to balance the spine. On an inhale, extending your left hand to the ceiling, then threading the needle through. Left temple comes to the mat. Right fingertips can reach out in front if that feels comfortable. Really feeling the entire length of your spine as your hips sink back, bringing attention to the tailbone as it reaches to the back of your mat. Place the right hand back underneath the shoulder, inhaling the left hand high. Exhale, place the hand down, take a round of cow and of cat. Coming back to a neutral tabletop. Tucking the toes, walk your hands about a half a handprint forward, and then press up into your first downward facing dog. Hips are reaching high. Feeling the bend in the front of the hip, creasing there, allowing your spine to lengthen. Take a breath in and imagine the air traveling from the top of your spine all the way down to your tailbone. And as you release that breath, reverse that cycle from tailbone out all the way through the top of the spine. Take a couple of rounds of breath, imagining that air coming in and leaving your body. Knowing that length can be found through softening. Bend generously into your knees and look at the top of your mat. Walk your feet forward to a ragdoll position. Feet are a little bit wider, about hips width distance. Really feeling yourself lengthening towards your mat. Allowing the back of your neck, that cervical spine, to release as your head drapes towards the mat. Taking a little bit extra time here in this forward fold. Take what you need, maybe walking your hands to your right ankle, finding a little bit of a twist, a little spiral through the spine. Maybe walking the hands over to the left ankle, spiraling through the spine. Reminding yourself to keep dropping the neck and the head towards the mat. Breathe into your lower back. As you exhale, imagining that softening, head and shoulders getting heavier. Really spending a lot of time here in this forward fold. If you've gripped onto your elbows, release your hands to the mat. On an inhale, come to a halfway lift, fingertips caress the front of the shins, feeling the length through the top of the crown and through the tailbone. Lower abdomen is engaged. When you tip forward, almost imagine like you're going to take a somersault forward. The weight comes into the front of the toes and then settles back as you release. Let's try that again. Inhale to a halfway lift, really extending through the spine, that axial extension. On your exhale, releasing slowly, feeling your weight transfer into your ball mounds and then settling back. On an inhale, start to curl up through a tall spine, taking the time that you need, then reaching your hands all the way up to Tadasana, gathering the space as you reach. As your fingertips reach high, draw your attention all the way down to your feet. Feel your feet engage with your mat, pressing the earth away. On an exhale, hands come to heart center, Samasthiti, standing in attention pose. Feel free to blink your eyes closed or softly look from the backs of your eyes over your fingertips. If you have a different intention you would like to set for this practice, now would be the time. If you're having some trouble coming up with your own intention, I would encourage you just to breathe into the poses and allow yourself to investigate the new spots that you might be opening through this practice. If your eyes are closed, blink them open, release your arms to your side. Inhale as you sweep up to Tadasana. Exhale, carve it down through to a forward fold. Again, taking a little extra time here in the fold, revisiting the space right behind your neck, releasing your head to your mat. On an inhale, come to a halfway lift. On your exhale, place your hands on the mat and step out to your first plank. Now, option one here as we flow through would be to drop the knees to the mat. On an exhale, coming all the way down to your belly, keeping the hands underneath the shoulders. Come into a gentle cobra on an inhale, peeling the chin and the chest off the mat, feeling your crown of your head extending out. On an exhale, release that down. Another round of that gentle cobra, inhaling, feeling the length of your spine. Exhale, folds you forward. Inhale up to your tabletop position. And on an exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. A few rounds of breath here. Inhaling from the top of your crown, through your upper back, lower back, and tailbone. Exhaling from the tailbone, lower back, upper back, through the crown of the head. Remembering the sides of the body, sending that some love and oxygen as well. On an inhale, bending generously into your knees. On an exhale, coming forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, length as you release. Inhale to Tadasana, sweeping the air up with you. Exhale, forward fold, carving down through center. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step out to a high plank. Option 2 here would be to travel through chaturanga, high to low plank, lowering by bending the elbows, and inhaling up to an upward facing dog. Then exhaling to your downward facing dog. Feel free to skip the chaturanga and the upward dog and just travel to your downward dog at any point. Inhale, bending at the knees. Exhale, traveling to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, move through your flow, high to low plank, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Bending at the knees, coming to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the air up to Tadasana. Exhale, carve down through the center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your choice, high to low plank, upward facing dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Nice breathing. One more round, bending at the knees, coming to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to Tadasana, sweeping the air up. Exhale, carving down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Taking it at your speed. Inhale, let the right leg rise. On the exhale, step that through, planting the foot, then lowering your left knee, untucking the left toes. Bring your right knee to the inside of your right foot and open up by toe heeling your foot to the edge of your mat in this runner's lunge. If you would like to bring a couple of blocks to bring the earth closer to you, that is an option. Start to breathe here, trying not to collapse through the shoulders, but really feeling the engagement pressing the earth away. Trying not to hold a lot of tension in the back of the neck, and feeling the extension of the front of the left of your hip, if I could get the words out. If it's available to you, allow the knee to open up to the side for this lizard pose, feeling flexion in your hip. As you do this, you might allow your chest to come through a little bit more. It's a very deep hip opener, which might allow some feelings, some emotions to rise to the surface. We store a lot of emotion in our hips through our psoas, which is known as the muscle of the soul. Just allow it to rise and allow it to pass like waves. Rotate your foot back in, planting the foot down. Walk your foot back into the center. Starting to shift back to our half split. Inhale. On an exhale, shifting the hips back. Toes will curl up towards your face. Maybe you want to let your head drape towards your shin. Feeling that primary curve. Sometimes I feel like it helps to press my hands a little bit into the mat just to rise up into that cat back a little bit more. Gives me some more access to my hamstring. On an inhale, start to walk the hands and the foot forward, shining your chest forward. On an exhale, press everything back to that half split. On an inhale, shine everything forward. Tuck the toes of the left foot, rise up onto the foot, and shift back into your plank. Press back on your next exhale to downward facing dog. On an inhale, left leg rises. On an exhale, step that through. Releasing the knee, untucking the toes. Starting to walk your left foot out to the side of your mat. If this is where you want to stay, feel free. You might feel different on either side. Breathing into the length of the front of your right hip. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, start by opening the hip, allowing your left knee to open up, coming onto the knife edge of your left foot. Remembering not only to take air in, but to exhale everything out and soften. Allow yourself to move in the poses when you want, exploring the space. Press the foot back into the mat, step it back into center. On your next exhale, press the hips back, coming into your half split, allowing the neck to be long as it drapes towards the knee. Shifting forward on your inhale, shining the heart forward. On an exhale, pressing the hips back. Again, finding a little bit of a cat back, which might allow you to release your hip further. On an inhale, crawling forward. One more time, press that back into your half split. Inhale the chest forward, tuck the toes on the right foot, lifting up through the knee, walking out to your plank, and then on an exhale, coming into your downward dog. Inhale to your high plank. Exhale, release your knees to the mat, coming into a child's pose. Toes tucked together, knees are at the sides of your mat. Really lengthening through your arms, releasing your head to the mat. As you exhale, seeing if you can soften into your hip flexors a little bit more. Inhale your fingertips over to the right side of your mat, feeling a stretch down the left side body. Sitting your left hip back a little bit further to increase the length of your side. Inhale your fingertips through center and over to the left side of your mat. Begin sitting your right hip back to increase the length of your side body. Sending air in between each of your individual ribs to stretch out those intercostal muscles. Side body represents us in the present moment, with the back representing the past and our chest, our front body, representing the future. We often neglect the side body as we often forget to stay within the present moment. Inhale your hands back towards center, shifting up into a high tabletop position, then pressing back into a downward facing dog. Bending at the knees, step or hop forward, taking a forward fold. Placing your right hand down on the ground, bend into your right knee. On an inhale, extend up through your left fingertips, feeling a stretch down the left leg, and allowing your neck to be soft. Exhale as you release that to the mat. Other side, left hand on the ground, inhaling the right fingertips, left knee is bent. Exhale, release that down. On an inhale, slowly curling up all the way to standing high to Tadasana. Clasping the hands together on your exhale, send all of your energy through the fingertips to the right, feeling a side twist. Inhale through center, stretching over to the left side. Inhaling back through center, carving all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, move that through your flow, high to low plank, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step that through. And on an inhale, come into a warrior two. Spinning the back foot down. Lower abdomen is engaged. Hands are reaching to the front and the back of the room. On an inhale, straightening through the front knee. On an exhale, setting up for triangle, reaching the fingertips forward, and then tipping the top body down. This is where you can start to engage that secondary pull a little bit. Imagine your cow position as your head and your tail reach towards each other, feeling the extension through your spine. Spine growing longer as you breathe in. Remembering the front of the hip is in flexion, allowing that to be soft, giving access to your hamstring. On an inhale, micro bend your front knee as you come up through warrior two, and then pressing back into your reverse warrior. Keeping a generous bend in your front knee. Exhale, carve everything down, freeing the front foot, moving back through your flow, high to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale to warrior two, spinning the back foot down. Pressing through the feet as you rise up, stacking the spine. Arms are reaching to the front and the back of the room. Remembering as you move from pose to pose to keep the arms engaged, imagining that the air has a different consistency as you carve through each of these pathways. Inhale the front knee straight. On an exhale, triangle pose, reaching forward and then tipping. Beautiful. It might help to bring a block underneath the left hand to bring the earth closer to you. Again, imagine that your head is really pulling towards the space in front of you, finding length through the side body, through the spine, soft left front of your hip. Inhale, micro bend the front knee as you come through warrior two, and then lean all the way back into your reverse warrior. Exhale, carve the arms down to frame the front foot, moving through your flow. High to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale to your crescent lunge. Staying high on the ball mound of your back foot. Arms reaching up. Pinkies carving the space in towards each other, rotating through your shoulders. On an exhale, dropping the right arm, reaching forward with the left, reaching the right arm to the back wall. As Serena did, feel free to drop your back knee to the earth if you would like a little bit more foundation. Feeling your left shoulder, carving through, pressing, twisting, spiraling through the space. On an inhale, coming back to your crescent lunge, arms reaching tall. On your next exhale, opening up to warrior two. Breathing in. Exhale, carve the hands down, frame the front foot, high to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Nice breathing. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lowering the knee or staying high on the ball mound of the back foot, arms reaching up, spiraling towards each other. This time on the exhale, dropping the left arm as the right fingertips reach forward, the left fingertips reach back. Feeling that spiral in your spine. Stretch in the front of the chest on your left side. The stretch on the back shoulder of your right arm. See if your spine can grow a little taller through the crown of your head. On your next inhale, everything comes back into the center. On an exhale, press it to warrior two. Been here a few times. What can feel different in this pose now? Really feeling tall throughout the entire torso. And on your exhale, carve the hands down, frame the front foot, moving through your flow, high to low plank, Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. On an inhale, rise the right leg. On an exhale, moving through your half pigeon. The shin comes all the way through, right knee behind the right arm, the back leg extending long. First, sit here for a little bit. If you would like to take a block and tuck it underneath your hip for a little bit more foundation, support, that's great. First, just feel yourself in the pose. I feel like we often bypass this front hip just to fold forward. So take time to breathe in. One more inhale. On an exhale, if you would like to start walking your hands forward, you can come to forearms, or you can extend all the way long, arms reaching forward, forehead gently resting on the ground. Allowing yourself to surrender your weight in, knowing that you're safe in this pose and you have permission to come out of it at any point. Giving yourself time to soften. Start to walk your hands up towards you. On an inhale at the top, let your head come back, feeling the length through the front body. Exhale back to a neutral spine, tucking your back toes and lifting up into a three-legged dog, finding some motion through your right hip, opening up as you need. Then returning the foot to the mat. Inhale your left leg high. On an exhale, feeding the shin through to your half pigeon. Extending through your back leg. First, just feeling how it feels to sit in this position, preparing to fold. Inhale deeply, and exhale, start to carve the arms down, releasing to the mat. Taking time to feel each part of the journey down. Checking in with how you're feeling, not only in a physical sense, but where your mind is at within this pose. Remembering that you are safe and you have control. Starting to walk your hands back up to meet your leg. When you reach the top, inhaling, feeling the stretch through the front body. Exhale, come back to a neutral spine, pressing through the toes, coming up into your three-legged dog, moving through the hip. Returning your left leg to the earth. Start to walk your feet up to the front of your mat and take a seat with a crossed leg. On an inhale, sweep your arms high above. On an exhale, releasing your right arm to the earth as you stretch over to the side. First, keeping your gaze towards right out in front of you, towards the wall in front. And then as you inhale, start to rotate your spine to look underneath your left arm. Might deepen your side body twist. Trying to keep your left hip rooted into the mat. And as you exhale, soften. As you inhale, twist a little deeper. And soften on the exhale. Inhale, pressing the air away, coming up to center. On an exhale, other side, releasing your left hand to the mat. First, keeping your gaze out in front of you. And as you inhale, starting to deepen the pose as you rotate your spine, really feeling yourself reaching out through that secondary, that cow shape. As you exhale, softening into the pose, finding new space. On your inhale, coming up through center. Exhale, release your arms in front of you, maybe to come to an 11 shape. If you would like to take 2 blocks underneath you to bring the earth closer, feel free. First, feeling your hips as they reach back to the back part of your mat. Inhale, press into your right arm. As your left arm reaches up to the ceiling, feeling the twist. Continuing to root your hips back towards the back edge of your mat. Breathing deeply into your low back, to your side body. Exhale, release the arm to the floor. Other side, pressing into your arm, breathing in as you reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, releasing that down, crawling your arms out a little bit more until you find a forward fold of your liking. Allowing yourself to feel luscious, allowing yourself to feel soft, taking it to your point of comfort, but finding the edge. If you would like a little bit more activation, you can always press your hands into the earth and press the floor away from you rather than making it a completely relaxed pose. Start to walk your hands back up, slowly stacking your spine and extending through your right leg. The sole of your left foot coming in to meet your thigh. Inhale as you reach high. On an exhale, reaching forward towards your foot. Your left arm stays reaching up towards the ceiling. Your right hand might not make it towards the sole of your foot. Ankle or shin is fine. Start to move this a little bit. As you exhale, really press the air away, stacking high. As you inhale, gather the space, reaching again. Exhale, pressing the air away. Inhale, gathering the space. Move through this a few times. Each time really softening into your hamstring. Take one more round of that, ending by reaching out a little bit longer through your fingertips, then allowing yourself to come through center, reaching through the opposite side. Coming back through center, Bringing the leg back in towards you, and then extending through the opposite leg. Finding your sits bones on the ground. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale as you reach towards the foot. The other arm is reaching high. As you exhale, press the air away. Inhale, gather the space and reach. Exhale, press the air away. Inhale, gather and reach. Keep going a few more times, warming up the lower back and the hamstring. Ending by reaching towards the foot. On an exhale, folding through center, sweeping your opposite arm high, stacking on the forearm. Coming back through center, bring your left leg in to meet you, starting to come back onto our backs. Lowering down, coming into a Supta Baddha Konasana for our soles of feet together. Opening up through your knees. If you would like to stack blocks underneath your knees for some support, that is an option. Giving yourself time to feel. Might feel a little warm. You might feel a little bit tired through your body. Bring your knees up and start to hug your knees into your chest. Be preparing for a supine twist. Bring your arms out to a high T. On an exhale, release your knees over to the right side of your mat. Head can remain looking up. Or if you would like to look over to your left side, that's an option. Taking some nice deep breaths. Feeling the spine as it spirals one direction on the lower part, the opposite direction on your upper spine. Rebalancing through these curves. On your next inhale, bringing the knees in through center of your chest. And on your exhale, allowing the knees to fall over to the left side. Head can remain looking up or looking over at the right hand. Inhale your knees back in through your chest. Taking another squeeze here, bringing your knees into your chest. And then clasping onto the bottoms of your feet as you open up into a happy baby. Finding stillness or motion. Allowing yourself to feel luscious. allowing yourself to indulge in what it feels like to open. Taking whatever you need. And then finally reaching out, extending long through your legs, finding a Shavasana pose. Hands can rest on your belly, or arms can extend long. Starting to cue into your senses before you start to drift. What do you see inside your eyes? What do you hear inside the room? Outside the room? Inside the room again? Taste inside your mouth. Feeling the air come in as you breathe through your nose. Feeling your body on the floor. Bring attention to your forehead as you start to soften between your eyebrows. Notice your right eye, your left eye, the bridge of your nose, your upper lip, your right cheek, your left cheek, lower lip, chin, your right ear, inside your right ear, the middle of your mind, inside your left ear, the top of your head, the back of your head, your entire head, the front of your neck, the back of your neck, your right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, right wrist, back of hand, palm of hand, your right thumb, forefinger, middle finger, left finger, your pinky, your entire right arm, your left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, your left wrist, left back of hand, palm, thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, your entire left arm, your heart center, the front of your ribs, back of your ribs, belly, lower back, your entire center, your right hip, quadricep, kneecap, shin, ankle, top of right foot, bottom of right foot, big toe, your first toe, second toe, third toe, your pinky toe, your entire right leg, left hip, quadricep, kneecap, shin, ankle, left top of foot, left bottom of foot, your big toe, your first toe, second toe, third toe, pinky toe, your entire left leg, your head, your upper body, your lower body, your entire body, your entire body, your entire body. Know that I will be here to bring you back when the time has come. Start to come back to your mind. No need to rush. First bringing notice to your fingertips, to your toes, to the rise and fall of your chest. Bring awareness to your wrists and ankles. Beginning trying to find bigger movement in the larger joints. And if you would like to take a full body stretch, reach your arms up above your head, stretching the entire length of your being. Eventually finding your way onto your right side, head nestled into the upper part of your right arm. Giving yourself time to stay still. In your own time, find your way up to a seat facing the top of your mat, eyes remaining closed. Hands will come to a prayer position at heart center. Take a breath in through your nose, releasing it out through your mouth. Inhale, bringing your knuckles to the third eye center right between your brows. May you have peace in your thoughts. Bring your thumbs towards your mouth. May you have kindness in your words. Bringing your hands back to your heart. May you have compassion for others. Bowing gently forward. Thank you for joining me in practice today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.